Hey, this is Tony Bradshaw with the Millionaire Choice and host of the Millionaire Choice podcast.
Awesome. And why did you come to Command Your Brand?
Yeah, my brand had reached a point where I really needed to expand it. I've been building it for a few years and trying to refine what I actually wanted to teach, what I wanted to share with people, the message I had to share. And I felt like I'd gotten that to a point of refinement that was ready to take it to another level. And so I was really seeking someone to help me do that through podcasting and engage with Command Your Brand, selected them to help me do that.
Awesome. And what was your experience with the onboarding process?
Yeah, I think it was wonderful. I've used two vendors now to help me get my brand out there on podcasting. Once, when I originally launched my book, it was kind of new to the space, the information and business space. And the onboarding experience with Command Your Brand was a little bit more thorough, a lot more hand-holding, did a very good job educating. I really enjoyed the screening process as far as being on Ryan's web podcast and being a guest there to kind of get a feel for what he wanted. And so I thought that was a great screening process. I don't know that if I was doing my own business, I would have thought about that, but it was a good process. And then training all the way up to developing my own lead gen tools for the website so that I could actually promote it and on the podcast and then drive people to action.
Awesome. And what value did you receive in your onboarding?
Yeah, mainly education. I'm pretty familiar with the broadcasting space, working for Ramsey Solutions in the old days and being familiar with broadcast radio, things like that. And we launched one of the first podcasts back in like 2005 when it started coming on the scene. Yeah, so I've been around podcasting for a while, but it's a little bit different when you're doing it for yourself. And so I'm a big believer in coming along professionals who have done it. It's one thing to figure it out yourself, which is what I am. I'm a DIY guy. I like to figure out things myself. But you go so much faster. You pick up so much more speed when you're partnered with somebody who's just an expert and has been doing it for a while.
Nice. And how was your experience working with the PR team?
Oh, it's fabulous. Mallory's done a fantastic job over the course of my contract and really handheld me very, very well, especially when I'm a little bit prone to showing up late for podcasts or missing podcasts. Yeah, she was not too judgmental. And not too frustrated. So she was able to, keep me moving and keep me on track and keep things updated. Very, very good on the communication side of things.
Awesome. And what results did the program create in your business?
Yeah, the biggest thing I was after at this stage, because I'm still kind of very young in getting this brand developed and out there, is credibility. So I've been working a job for a long career up until about I was 46. My book came out and I started writing my book in the Millionaire Choice in 2017, released it late 2018. So, my book's only been out there for about 4 years. And I really needed to get more awareness and also refine what I personally am teaching, speaking. And I think that was one of my goals for engaging with Command Your Brand. I think I accomplished that. Most of the podcasts I've been on have talked about how good of a guest I was and how much they appreciated my message. So, and these are other financial podcasts that I'm on. So I think what I wanted to do is further development of my message, what I'm teaching, see how I really fit into the space and connect with the audience. Cause it's a big world out there. And I think my product and what I'm trying to do fits very nicely in that. So it's kind of research and development, brand development. That's really what I was after with this engagement. My next engagement, I'm going to be working more towards revenue generation and product distribution. Those are going to be some of my goals with my next engagement.
Awesome. And how did appearing on podcasts help your messaging?
Yeah, so I think refinement, when you go through a product development cycle and you need to test it. You got to test it. So with the contract I had with you guys with Command Your Brand, we did, I believe, about 30 podcasts. And I was able to constantly refine that, like what I'm saying on each show, how I pitch what I'm doing, even the close at the end of the shows, and find out what really stuck, how to communicate it in a very succinct manner, because it's all about salesmanship, right? And how you connect with your audience, but how you refine that and really kind of leave an emotion. I'm a big believer that people won't remember what you say, but they'll remember how they felt when you said it. And so it's very important to be able to connect on an emotional level, not just an object level or a informational level. You have to connect on that emotional level. And I was able to test that over and over and over again. One of the sayings I've kind of refined that seems to be very, very sticky is anyone can become a millionaire. Why not you? And those are those things that cause you to pause because it's counterintuitive to how people think. And so I was able to say those kinds of things. And, some of the things out of my book, Millionaire Key Number 3, which is Get Money Smart. Yeah. And I was able to, test those kinds of things and those principles over and over again and get some good feedback from not only the shows I was on, but also the guests that listened to those shows.
Cool. And was there any show that stuck out to you that was like, wow, this was a great experience? Like anything that you felt was just over the top amazing, or like was really, really good for you?
No, I thought they were all pretty solid. There might have been 1 or 2 or 5 in there out of 30, but they kind of all run together after about when you get to about 30 shows. I do remember the caliber of shows I was able to engage in this round. Now that my brand has been built a little bit more, but also I think Command Your Brand tries to hit a certain level of reach and quality within the shows. And I think it was a little bit stronger than my engagement with another company that I worked with when my brand was younger. When you start out, it's a little bit harder to get the notoriety, to get the brand penetration. And I was with you guys with Command Your Brand, I was able to see that take another step up in the right direction. Stronger shows, which I could actually, watch the results come in on the website, and the lead gen, I could see my mailing list grow, and those kinds of things, those metrics that you're looking for in a business. I was able to see those kind of move. And I wasn't able to see those necessarily move in the early days of my brand. So it's been a step in the right direction.
Very cool. And is there anything else you'd like to communicate in your experience working with Command Your Brands?
I think the biggest thing I probably could have learned, if I could do anything better myself, I think you guys did a wonderful job for me. I think I'm still newer to the space. And so if there was a way to do more coaching and accountability, I think that might have helped me a little bit more, but that's because I'm still learning. And so there almost needs to be like an ongoing process, I think, for each of us who's newer to the space to go, hey, how can you really leverage this in a ongoing way? It's almost like you need a reminder. A business guy like me, we've got dozens of things going on every single day. And so, yes, we're doing a podcast, and yes, we're doing appearances, but it's not the top priority on our list, right? But yet it probably should be, because it's PR, it's media, it's what grows the business. So how do you constantly refine, continuously improve what you're doing to make it stronger, better, more effective? Because it's a stepping stone, right? So as I mentioned, this is what I've done with Command Your Brand, is a couple steps up from what I had done when my book launched. But now I'm ready to enter into that third or fourth step and continue the process and just get better. But I need more. I need more personal hands-on guidance. Nothing against Command Your Brand. You guys are doing a wonderful job. But I myself need more accountability and to hey, is Tony Bradshaw getting the maximum results out of what he needs to do? And so that might be a service that you guys can add as an add-on value.
Cool. Awesome. And then would you recommend Command Your Brands?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It was a great experience. I think Jeremy's doing a good job. You guys are, refining the process, putting me in touch with the brands and the outreach that I need for this phase of my business and what I'm trying to do.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for having us, and thank you. And we had fun with you.
Hey, thanks, Josh. I appreciate it.
Awesome.